and welcome to episode 345 of the Terrell Effect. We have the Recipe here. Well, specifically, the artist of the Recipe. How you doing, King?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for giving me your time today, brother.
Appreciate your time and energy as well, King. So, we have one of your videos here, and I just want to jump into that to give us something, to talk about. So, let's do that. Let me share this page here. Find that here. Got that. We're gonna check out the edges laid.
I see you got your edges laid. Ooh, yeah. Hey. Come on, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see you got your edges laid. Tonight's the night. Oh, it's the weekend and we're seeking a vibe that's right. Oh, I wanna step out in the city where the vibe is lady with you. Oh, could you let me try so I can take you on this ride with me? Promise you won't regret a thing. I wanna give you whatever you need. Hop on this ride, feel this energy. No bad vibes, let's get higher, just I and you. You and I, we got this vibe tonight. Yeah. We don't have to go nowhere fancy, but I wanna show you. Oh. And babe, you got your edges laid and your aura's looking awesome. I wanna do some with you, I don't really care. It's you and I tonight, baby. We can go anywhere. I can take you to the east side. I can take you to the west. I can take you somewhere classy. Girl, you deserve the best. I can take you to my hometown. You can meet my family. Or we could just call a bunch of folks and have our own house party. I wanna give you whatever you need. Hop on this ride, feel this energy. No bad vibes, let's get higher. Just I and you. You and I got this vibe tonight. We just came for the vibe. And if you down for the ride, then sing along with me. Follow the recipe. I came to party with ya.
I just came to party with you.
I came to party with ya.
I just came to party with you.
I came to party with ya.
I just came to party with you.
I came to party with ya.
I just came to party with you.
Whoa, I wanna give you whatever you need. Hop on this ride, feel this energy. No bad vibes, let's get higher. Just I and you. Tonight. Hey. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, admittedly, I have a system whenever I have a new artist on, and a new artist to this platform. I personally don't listen to their song until I get them on the show. And that's out of respect to them. And here's why. Because I want them to get a genuine reaction from me. I don't want
Understandably.
I don't want to put on, I don't want to fake. I'm not that kind of person. I want you to see how I feel. Sometimes there's been a couple of times that I've been pleasantly disappointed, and I've had to hold it, and I don't have a poker face. I'm lucky I have so much beard growing now, but like there's some times where you can see like every wrinkle in my face, just like,
Right.
you know what I mean? But this was one of those times I was greatly surprised, and I appreciate it. So it gave me that Motown Philly vibe with a little bit of, it's like like Canadian esque. Like if Motown Philly was like Motown Scarborough or something like that. You know
Okay.
what I mean? You know what I mean?
I appreciate. You know what? A lot of artists also. I mean,
Yes,
and not just because you gave positive feedback, which I really appreciate. Thank you. But a
yes.
lot of artists are very sensitive about their work, and some people are just like, "Well, you're a hater." No, I mean, you're not everybody's flavor. You're not everybody's taste. But if you can take constructive criticism, you can put it towards something later, and hopefully that one person who didn't like it may like it later. But thank you so much. I appreciate the
No
feedback,
problem.
bro.
Everybody doesn't use cayenne pepper, but there's paprika and chili pepper. They all
That
have the
part.
same bloody ingredients. Don't watch it.
That part.
They all have one of the same ingredients in it. Okay, watch that. So
Mm.
this right here, it was a vibe. Honestly, as soon as I heard it, I'm just like, well, on June 17th, only because June 19th is a Monday. On June 17th, Expose the North is going to be on stage.
Okay.
All right. And what that means is we are going to have and invite acts from around the area and beyond to come to our stage and perform. Take up to 5 minutes, to 5, 10 minutes. But we're going to have some headlining acts so they can see where they can get to if they put some time, effort, and energy into it. And if you're not busy, I know we just crossed paths, but opportunity presents itself wherever you seek it. And I'd be remiss if I passed a river to wash in a stream. So if you're not busy on June 17th and we can work it out so it's mutually beneficial, I would
Mhm.
love to have you guys on stage with me.
I will do my best to make sure as many of us are there, if not all of us. And I would love to come and represent a platform and a show that's Canadian with you. I appreciate that.
All right. I like that vibe. It's not, they don't have that vibe out here. They have a vibe out here, but it's just not that.
I
You know what I
got
mean?
you.
It's, I, I don't want to sound like I'm hating. There's some people that are doing their thing out here, so I got to mention them. You know what I mean? You got the likes of My Son the Hurricane, Revive the Rose. You have your Gravely James. You have your Zach Bird that's on the come up.
Well, what I was going to say is reciprocally, if you happen to be free, so Good Friday is April the 7th, next week, Friday. The
Yes.
day before, we're actually reviving an event that we ran for 7 years in Toronto every Friday called Live Thursdays.
Okay.
So we're reviving it, and within the first 2 weeks of putting up tickets, the event was already like 50% sold out.
Okay.
So I would love if you happen to be in the area or would like to come, I'd love to give you VIP to come and actually see how we get down. Just the same way that you wait until you play or you play the music when we're on. I
Yes.
want you to come and see what we do, because if you give us the sideways face when we
Fine.
perform,
Yeah.
you might not want to invite us in later
Okay.
on.
Okay. I see you.
But I would love to have you there.
Get the taster. Okay. So then, yeah, man. Let me see what I can make happen.
Absolutely.
Where are you playing?
So the event is it's right around the corner from the spot that we ran for 7 years. It's called the Black Pearl, which is right beside the TIFF building at King and John, 184
Okay.
Pearl Street.
King and John. That's where I went to school, actually. The International Academy of Design and Technology.
Okay, so you know
Sir.
downtown already. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I used to sleep in my school, go to the club, go from the club back to the school. I was on that grind.
I know that grind very well, my friend.
Sir. Yes, sir. Oh man. So yeah, let me copy this link so I can copy this link here.
Yeah, just the amount of love that we've been shown so far has been incredible. You know, that night, the more that I talk about it, the more that, I go through the pictures. If you go on Facebook on Live Thursdays, you can see from 2010 to 2016, just the memories and the artists. So there was, I mean, I want to say it was 3 tier. So one we tried to invite as many artists in Canada to come and just enjoy themselves. Imagine after school, you had a spot where you're like, you know what? I just want to go and eat some good food and hear some good music and hear some good DJs and live music. And you'd be able to see some artists in the city that you're like, yo, I don't know this person and I should. So it was just that kind of vibe, no pretension. And it was just, well, I'll say that some of the artists that passed through were people like Division, Savannah Ray, Kim
Okay.
Davis, Shy Wisdom, Pluto. We had Jay Holiday come and perform, and even like Shaq walked through one day and grabbed the mic. Like it was just the vibe was just unreal. And because of gentrification, of course,
Mm.
a lot of the downtown places on the King Strip have been turned into condos.
Yep.
So we've lost a lot of really good places that have been a staple in the city for live music. And now that we're bringing it back, we're going to create a series where we can expand across Canada and give as many artists as we know and that we can pull in the opportunity to stand on the stage in front of our people and just do their thing.
Well, if you happen to want to branch in Niagara, definitely willing to work with the cause.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you know any artists, and of course, because we've also, I'm not sure how familiar you are with Advanced Music or advanced.ca.
Okay,
Uh,
let's talk about it. Get me
Well,
familiar with it.
absolutely. So, Advanced Music is a coalition that was created to be able to work with marginalized and racialized communities, and of all facets. I mean, media, print, performance, art, broadcast, all of it, because we've noticed over from the dawn of time with music, particularly, their focus is on black music and seeing how black music and other racialized and marginalized communities are treated when it comes to attention and grants. So they did a census last year because you can't cry wolf without having the proof, right? You can't say you're not funding us in the same way. And they had live conversations on Facebook.
Yep.
And basically, they were saying, and they spoke to all kinds of people in media, in music, in arts, promoters, saying, look at what happens when Caravana comes down, when Caravana happens every year. You increase police presence, you basically you demonize the event because you think what might happen, lots of gun violence and this and that.
And
And
then,
sorry, go ahead.
and then they come jump up and we have get on bad with we ain't going like said I'm not call off the ton.
That part, and they forget that not only does it bring over 1 million people into the city, but it increases tourism. You know how many people get hotels, go to restaurants, pay for parking, buy gas? All of these things are important to watch, but when you have something like Digital Dreams and you expect frat boys to go to this place in droves, and think of how many overdoses, how all of these things that carry on at the event, you just expect it. What's the police presence like? Very different.
Yeah.
So what Advanced Music did was they did a census, which you can find to 2022, that basically shows exactly where the money went, and the fact that we've, to the tune of almost $255 million, was not allotted or misallotted. That should have come to BIPOC or IBPOC, so indigenous. I don't really like that title. I prefer to say racialized and marginalized communities, because when you group the title IBPOC or BIPOC together, it's almost like saying your problems are my problems, but we have very different problems in each community.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we
Right.
do. But
But
one of the common grounds of complications is communication.
understood.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of these conflicts start from a miscommunication or lack of communication. See, I hear all the time people say government doesn't work. And I agree unless you know how to work the government.
Understood.
You see what I mean? I'm in a situation right now where I've been on the phone with the office of the premier for the last 13 years. Every week. They know me by name. When they get new people, I'm one of the people who train them how to deal with other people. They put them on the phone with me just to see how I handle them. And if they can't handle me properly, they get more training.
I appreciate that highly.
You know what I mean? Like, so when I'm in certain situations, I have to check my ego. I have to check myself because nobody that comes across me on a day to day is gonna think, "Oh, that man's on the phone with the office of the premier every day or every week."
Right.
And he has been for the last 13 years. They're, look at that thug-looking mofo. You know what I mean? And the stereotypes, although at times warranted, because I buy into them for my own personal gains. I'm telling y'all right now. But I don't appreciate some of them because they don't put me in the situation that I aspire towards. If we're to
Understood.
judge people by their aspirations as opposed to their mistakes,
Right.
society would be a completely different situation.
Or even their accolades or their abilities. You know, we overlook abilities because of our unconscious biases.
Yep.
For sure. I mean, my point of bringing up advanced.ca is we now have the receipts to show that the money's been misallotted. And one thing we've always tried to do is make sure to create a safe space
Yep.
for performance for all of our peers, and I want to extend that across Canada.
Yep.
And I don't want to make it seem like it's only for racialized and marginalized communities. We've had everybody come through, and our repertoire runs deep. We know it's insane how much music knowledge is between all of us. And you put us in any crowd, I promise you, we will find, I mean, pun intended, the right recipe to make sure that the crowd enjoys themselves.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So we're really looking forward to April 6th for sure.
All right, April 6th is happening. King and John, ladies and gentlemen, you got to check it out. What's the name of the venue?
The venue's called Black Pearl.
Black Pearl. Black Pearl, April 6th. Y'all be there. I'm going to do my best to be down there. I don't really have anything scheduled that day.
Okay.
See if I can bring a couple people down with me so they can, you know what I mean, get the vibe. Now I'm just determined. I don't have to tell my mom Dukes I'm coming down there. I just got to pop up on her and be like, "Hey, here's your granddaughter. Bye."
They got to look. They got to stay ready. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you never know. You gotta stay ready for that kind of stuff. No, I was supposed to bring up for March break, but I didn't end up going where I was supposed to go. So it's just like life is just a juggle sometimes. But you know, get things done.
Well, this is just it. I mean, we were talking. I mean, before everything started, we were sort of talking about the song and how come there's only one song from the Recipe, and the song was released in 2018, but all of us collectively, so Jonathan Kerr, Otis Williams, Juwayon Clark, Jason Larmond, and myself, we all are individually busy as artists. So, for example, there has been touring with Daniel Caesar. There's been touring with the Man of the Woods tour and Francesco Yates. There's been Deborah Cox, Julie Black. Like there's been a lot of work that individually we're all paying attention to, and also like three of us are fathers. So paying attention to, you know, as you know, being a parent, that takes precedence. You have to make sure that you're taking care of home and making sure that everybody's good. But we've continued to say, look, we have to make this a priority, because if you only do covers, you're not an artist, and it only gives you a certain ceiling, as opposed to when you get to play with Cardinal on stage. Pause. I almost got caught there. When you get a chance to play on stage with people like Cardinal, Julie Black, Kim Davis, Shy Wisdom, all these people already immediately validate why you should be there. But instead of just being the guys who are in the background, it should be, well, you are the only guys that are being chosen because of your accolades, which has been happening more and more. So this is, you know, where we are now that we're relaunching the Recipe Live. It's about to be a very interesting 2023.
Names this man has mentioned go without saying that they have the accolades to accomplish their goals. Now, what was the first instance of, like, I want to say the first moment you had where you said, "This is for me. I want to entertain. I want to aspire to You know what I mean? Let people hear a message that I have to say.
For myself, because I mean, I can't obviously I can't collectively speak about that moment for the whole crew,
Of
but
course.
I think for myself, it was one of my first performances in public school. Just your regular talent show where you just put on whatever slacks you have and hop on stage.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a couple friends of mine who were singing backgrounds with me. Uh, Actually, no, we sang the whole song together. It was "Ready or Not" by After Seven,
Okay.
and just the love that people give you, the genuine love that people give you on stage. Not like, oh, see my child rolling around in the dirt. Yeah, it's great. You know what I'm saying? They have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
But when you actually have people who really genuinely support you, they're not just trying to, shower you with sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling and knowing that people connect to what you sing,
Mm-hmm.
I was, they call it chasing goosebumps. So I was chasing those goosebumps since that first performance,
Okay.
and we still do. At least I still try to every time I touch the mic. I want to make sure that if you will, the vibration, the ministry that you're giving onto people, you can change the energy in somebody's spirit when they show up. And if they're having a terrible day, it could be one song that either resonates with how they feel, so they understand, or it elevates how they are. So performance, I take very seriously.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you got to. Like, if you don't take yourself seriously, how do you expect anyone else to?
100%. And we doubt ourselves too,
Of
right?
course. Of course. But I think a lot
You
of our
know.
doubts come from the impression that society has. I have this one song where I say, oh man, it's called Push. I don't think I've ever played the video on here. And it's the first time for everything. So let's just play this. And let me dig deep into my playlist here. 5 videos. Let's see. I got On My Own, 2, 3, 4, King Me, Cheshire Black. Nah. Where's my, come on now. Come on now. I know it's here. It's somewhere in here. Give me a second. I have this one song, and in it, I basically talk about what it takes to, what it took me to overcome some of my issues. And I think one of the lines of the song was, to you it might look like rapping, but I know that more could happen. There we go. I don't have to play it.
Mm.
Lyric. So okay. Okay. Where am I with this? Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, as you're talking about that, I think sometimes the doubt comes from our seeking of validation from the wrong people, not necessarily from the wrong people, but some of our peers. So if our peers are on a different trajectory than we are,
Mm-hmm.
even though we might enjoy the same music or might be running at the same pace, we're not all going in the same direction at the same time.
Mm-mm.
So if somebody's trajectory is going one way and they don't carry you along, you feel like, well, okay, well now I'm not validated because they didn't bring me into the spaces that they're being invited into.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's important to know that you've got to curate your own garden first. You have to tend to your own lawn, and then when people start recognizing that, okay, this is what's going on, then you can find ways that you guys can all collaborate and lift and continue moving forward.
Talking the truth, and if I'm gonna use my own experience, I started engineering at 13. I started playing music at 8. I started performing at 4.
Gotcha.
When I was 4, I saw the band play, and I really wanted to play trumpet just because of how I saw the people react to, like, there was a trumpet solo, and they had a standing ovation for it. I said, "That's me. I want that to be me." And then got to play the trumpet, and then played the trumpet for a bit. And for some strange reason, my grade 7 teacher thought I would have been better on the saxophone. He was right.
Okay.
So,
But do you play both?
yes.
Dope.
Yeah, trumpet more proficiently. because my saxophone I have to repair, and the cost of repairs, I said I might as well just buy a new one. So that's my next treat to myself once I pay off my speaker. But yeah, so then I played drums in high school, and that's when I didn't play drums. I played percussion in high school. I had to
Okay.
the big bass drum to the drum set to the xylophone to the timpani drums back to the drum
Yeah, man.
to the wood blocks. You know what I mean? All over the place. It was those things. If you ever, there's this one song called "To the Summit," and every time I see a piano, I have to play it because it makes me look like I'm a shot up on the keys. It makes me look like a shot up.
You know what? I appreciate that you're a multi-instrumentalist because at least two, if not three, of the guys in the band are multi-instrumentalists as well.
Yeah, I thought two instruments was big stuff. You know what I mean? Then I was talking to my executive producer one time. My guy's daughter can play like 28 wood or wind instruments proficiently or something like that.
28.
28. I didn't even know there were
Good
that
girl.
many wind instruments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. When I heard Prince played over 30 instruments, I was like, okay. And oh yeah, Prince was a multi-instrumentalist, and oh my gosh, I can remember his name. There's a young performer who, for a while during the pandemic, he'd take people's singing videos and add crazy harmonies around it. I'm gonna remember his name.
okay.
It's bothering me that I can't. Jacob Collier, that's it.
Okay.
And he's also a multi-instrumentalist. It's insane how he just understands
Yeah.
music. And he's done videos where he will literally pick up one instrument and play it, and then move to the other one and play it, and you'll see all of the instruments come forward, and then he'll sing on top of it. It's wild.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow! I gotta see that. So yeah, man. So and that's the thing. It's just there's so many possibilities out there musically that it's sometimes hard to figure out what direction to go. You know what I mean? It's like, do I want to make a reggae song? Do I want to go death metal? Do I want to, you know what I mean? Do I want to make an R&B song? I can't really sing. That's the question. But you know what I mean? So do you ever have that that juggle where you're in a creative mood but don't know what to create?
Yeah. I think the best way, for me at least, when I'm trying to create, I try to, just put on a playlist of some sort. I don't care if it's randomly on YouTube. The first song that comes to mind, or even if you have an earworm, it usually represents a sort of feeling or whatever energy is on your spirit. And once you put on that playlist, I'm sure that that song or some idea will come up and be like, yep, this is exactly why I did this.
Okay.
And it should help. It should help with the creative juices as well. And make sure that you have your voice recorder on cock, my guy, because when something comes across and you're like, "Yep, that's a line," and you want to just speak it, sing it, whatever, and you have it.
Okay, duly noted. And the thing is, I have no excuse. I walk around with 3 phones, so yeah.
Well, you need to when you're on the phone once a week with the Office of the Premier, right?
Fam, I'm showing you, like, but the thing is, when I had it, when I started that, I was just like, nah, when am I ever gonna have a time? I'm never gonna be on all 3 phones at one time. Okay, lie. Talking on the phone with the Office of the Premier, get a WhatsApp call from my dad, then I get a fucking Instagram call from not Instagram, Facebook call from my PR, and I'm just like, hold on a second.
Right. Yep, you're wearing all the hats.
All the hats. But you know, I decided. But that's the thing. I decided to put the hat on, so I'm not complaining. I'm just, you know what I mean, speaking on it. There's some people who go and pick up hat now and in a position of authority, and they think that that authority gives them authority over the people that put them in that position. That might sound confusing. That might sound confusing to those who weren't paying attention. So let me break that back down for you, because we're going to be syndicated globally to at least 51 countries. So shout out to the Village Global Network. But there are people who are put in a position by the people and think that their authority gives them authority over those people. And that is not the case. That is not the case. If you are in a governing office of politics, we are the people that put you there. Yes,
Right.
yes, there's a complicated system of controversial elements that facilitate complications for those who know more than they should. However, that is what it is. Now, there's a lot of people, like, I know as a producer that I am subject to the whims and desires of my artists.
Right.
I have to put them in a position where they feel good about what they're doing for them to do it. That's just how it is. There's people who just aren't on that level of comprehension and aren't accountable for the complications they create. I'm trying to figure out why that is something I've taken it upon myself to correct.
Not your job.
It's not. It's not my ducks. It's not my pond. Why am I fishing here?
Real talk. Exactly that.
Why am I fishing here? It's like I have this one thing, and I'm going to tell everybody in this country this as long as they're listening to me talk. There's this one idea that I have, and we'll get back to the music in a second. It's called rent equity.
Okay.
Rent equity is basically where they take, I just used a round number, 8%. Get it? Round number. 8% of your rental income, right? Because, they already have stuff for equity and they have percentages for equity to calculate that. But we're talking about people who are rent now. So they take 8% of your rental income and they put it in an account for a year, right?
Okay.
After that year, they go now and they take the amount that's been stored up in there and they put it in another account, roll it over into another account, like a mutual fund or a GIC or a bond or something like that. But
Gotcha.
something that collects interest at least 2.5% or greater, depending on the 3 to 5 year package. After that 3 to 5 years and that money clears and you maintain your good payments and you're still, you're still at the same location, you can take that money and either renovate the property that you're at or relocate to a property that's better suited to your living conditions if they have changed. See what I'm saying? Because there's a specific demographic that doesn't seem to be able to aspire beyond a particular margin lest they go beyond their individual capacities to acquire things, and then that's sometimes frowned upon.
Just slightly. Just slightly frowned upon.
Just a little bit, not too much. So, I'm just saying, like, we are more than just artists and athletes. So what is it that you do outside of the music that people would not expect to be, like, attempting?
As a person, I mean, because that, I mean, we all have to wear several hats these days.
Yep.
Not just because you got to pay the bills, but that's unfortunately one of the traumas that's been embedded in us from our family. You have to have like 15 jobs.
You only have one job? Wait, hold on. Me wash floor and cook food and get cow and cut grass and
Yes, and I'm a part-time nurse and I'm a part-time chef and I sew shirts.
Shout out to the Waynes brothers, yo. Shout out to the Waynes brothers.
Hey man, I got to go to work.
Hey man.
I have to apologize too. I don't know if that's me, but it looks like I'm frozen.
Okay, yeah.
Nonetheless,
you're good on my side. So if you want to reload, you can, but you can go ahead. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay.
What I feel, well, outside of this, I am an educator. I've been an educator for, I'd say, about 11 years, and I've been a massage therapist for almost 17.
Okay.
So I teach clinical anatomy. I teach hydrotherapy. I teach clinical skills hands-on.
Okay.
I also run a practice with a friend of mine in Scarborough called Level Wellness Studio.
No, black man said he runs a practice. Where are you at?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have our own clinic, and we've been, especially over the pandemic, we really tried to focus on helping our people who've been, just everybody who was just affected, who was afraid, who was full of fear, who was sore from couch surfing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much just invited everybody to come in and really take care of them as best as we could. Other than that, of course, I'm a performer and a singer-songwriter. individually and also with the recipe.
Okay. All right. All right. That is a handful of things, if not a bag full. And
Not to mention being a dad too,
of
right?
course,
That's a job on its
of
own, and an uncle, and a brother, all of those
you see
things.
it. You see it. Those things come with their own task list. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm always noticed have to be somewhere just because someone requires something you're able to do. It's oh man, it's good, but it's one of those things where it's just like really.
Yep, it's. But the thing is, I'm thankful to say that I live a life driven by passion.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I was able to choose the things that I wanted to do, and I won't say that I chose them in the beginning,
Okay.
because music, I never really wanted to jump into it. I just did it because I felt good about it.
Okay.
You know, my eldest sister used to ball down the house, and I was like, okay, I like these songs too. So 7 years old as a boy singing Whitney Houston songs
Yeah.
was a little wild, until one of my teachers in school was like, you know what? This kid actually can really sing. Let me put an opportunity towards you. And my parents got to send me to go on a trip with CBC to be on Sesame Street.
Oh snap. Okay.
Yeah, and then a bunch of other little things from there. Even with massage therapy, unfortunately, I had a terrible guidance counselor who had really no business talking to a young black male about his future. Who just discouraged me the whole time. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon,
Oh
and
man.
yeah, I have lots of family who are in medicine. One in particular who is a doctor, and both of his daughters are doctors. And after bursting my balloon, started thinking about other professions, and I was like, no, I don't want to be a nurse. No, I don't want to have my hands in people's mouth as a dentist. No, you know what I mean? Just I lost the fire. Mentioned massage therapy. I was like, I don't want to work in a spa, and they said, well, that's not all it is. That's if you think that that's all it is, then maybe you should do some more exploring. Went to an orientation
Mhm.
and fell in love because I could still nerd out with all the sciences,
Yeah.
but I didn't have to use drugs, which is another thing too. Our every diaspora has some kind of natural remedy that they use. Like here, drink little sugar water, rub this on your back, and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, so I love the idea of being able to help people drugless,
Hmm.
and all again, the sciences, neuroanatomy, pathophysiology, physiology, those things were already embedded in the course
Okay.
because it's a stem of nursing.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm in. And now 17 years later, I'm still doing both because I love them both, and my ability to change people's lives, which has in turn changed my own.
Wow. I mean, that comes as a culture shock, not because I didn't think it was possible, but just because I didn't expect it. You know what I mean? I
I
did
feel you.
not think today I'd be talking to someone who had an interest in neurosurgery, but a proficiency in another branch of neurological manipulation, if you will.
Absolutely. From the manual perspective,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly, exactly. From an exterior perspective, if you will, you know what I mean. Like you're still doing the neurological thing. So uh, forget that guidance counselor. There's a higher power in play.
Absolutely. And I know now, if I wanted to pivot, who knows? I could absolutely become a neurosurgeon if I wanted to right
Yep.
now. I just have a shorter career. That's all.
Mm.
After school, you don't really have that long.
Mm. Yeah, because what's it like 15, 18 years or something like that?
Residency, well, you have to go through your regular 4 years of schooling. Then there's another 4 or 5 in terms of specialty. And then you still have to do at least 2 to 4 years of residency. So it depends. But again, once you've specialized,
Mhm.
can't say nothing to me again.
Mm.
Straight up.
Shit.
Mere first class flights
Oh
from one
man, yep,
paycheck.
yep,
That's it.
yep. First whining and dining like Ric Flair dressed you.
But yeah, even like wearing the hats is a very important thing.
Yeah,
I'm just sort of bringing it back to the
of
recipe
course,
again.
of course.
Each of the guys have their own responsibilities. They have their own, like Otis Williams. Love him. Shout out to Otis.
Yes, sir.
During the pandemic, he was flown out to Elevation Church several times to perform with them and to help out with a lot of projects. And now he's in North Carolina regularly doing work. Juwan Clark has 7 children,
Mm.
and he's such. If you come out April 6th, you'll be able to meet him, and you'll see how well thought out and just how zen he is.
Okay.
He always rationalizes things before he has the conversation, and he's extremely good at what he does. Whether he's playing bass, whether he's playing drums, he sang a few. I made him sing a couple times. I'm
Okay.
hoping he'll do it again. But everybody. Jonathan Kerr has children, and he also works with youth in the correctional facilities. Jason Larmond is always performing all over the place. So wearing the hats and making sure that you're staying humble, but everybody's connected to things that they love, and I think that's what is a big part of why we are as a crew who we are.
Okay. That's massive. That's massive. I'm gonna put that on my calendar, and you should too, ladies and gentlemen. April 6th at the Black Pearl, King and John.
The live recipe reunion, yes.
The live recipe reunion. Be there.
And take advantage of the link, because I promise you the tickets are almost sold out. I'm not just saying that to gas myself. Like the people who felt something then and who enjoyed, they created relationships, they had business relationships with people, they just wanted to come out and just be around good people. They are descending on this event, and this is one of many. So if you don't get to come out to this one, there will be more for sure.
Okay. Recipe live with 2 eyes show.
Yep, this one is the reunion. Yes.
Okay. And it starts. At what time does it start?
Doors open at 8. Show starts at 9.
Okay.
Now it is a Thursday. It is a long weekend. I know some of us, who had more time on this earth. I'm avoiding saying age. Coming in at the ageism thing. Some people are just tired and don't want to go home. But everybody who wants to literally kick up, go on bad, carry on, enjoy the music, and just free up yourself for the night. That's gonna be the kind of night. Bring your second pair of shoes, because it's gonna be a good night for sure.
Okay. Okay. Got that in the calendar. And as you get that, they got this ad for this show by this artist. That's $50. Don't worry.
$50.
$50. Hey. When you start promoting me, I'll start promoting you. It's all that it is. You know who you is. Anyways, so we at that point right now where we're just about halfway through the show. And I usually at this point give the guest the opportunity to be the host as I flip the script. I'm eventually going to get a graphic that says flip the script, and it's going to do like a bam, 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 or something like that, I swear. So that being said, when we flip the script, we give the guests the opportunity to say anything they have to say, or thank whoever they want to thank, or ask any questions they may have.
Well, let me ask you, what got you into wanting to interview talent?
Ooh, well, the road to success is always under construction. So, to quote Lily Tomlin, and I find that there are, if I'm going to use numbers and estimate, there are about 50,000 rappers. I mean, 20,000 producers, about 5,000 people who actually know what the hell they're doing for that segment of people. And I didn't see any outlets that were focused on the artist. I saw stations that were charging a certain amount for airplay. I saw people that were collecting to do less than I've done. And it was just like, okay, let's focus on the art here. Let's focus on the artist, the art, and the actual ambition. So I was asked to do a podcast by letsbeef.com, who I will go on record in saying pioneered rap battling online for globally. And then I did that for 2 years. Decided after that it was time for me to work on my own endeavors because I was limited to only talking about the artists on the site. And I realized if there's 160,000 artists on this site alone, how many artists are there globally? You know what I mean? So, and during the time I was on a bit of a political agenda trying to remove the then Prime Minister, Stephen Harper. So it was a combination of a voice for myself, but I also used it as a voice for other people trying to get people to hear what they were doing.
Understood. And along this journey, I mean, one of the things that artists sometimes have, we were talking about inspirations, but was there ever, or maybe you can tell me about a time that you doubted your ability to jump into this sphere?
Whew, okay. I'll say like episode 35 when I was still talking to myself in the basement. Looking at a concrete wall, trying to visualize like a crowd of people in front of me, like actually listening to what I'm saying and, wanting to hear more. And it was just like, someone told me it takes about 100 to 150. And if you can't get to that, then you might as well stop at 3.
Hmm.
So I was like, all right, cool. So I grounded out. And if you go onto Google, and I haven't done it in the last couple of months, but if you go onto either Google or YouTube and type in hashtag the Terrell effect, which for the record, hashtag used to be the pound symbol, Young Bucks. It used to be called pound.
True.
We used to say pound, and that was all. I don't know which millennial decided, oh, this has to be a hashtag. Do you know what hash is? A hashtag is something is resin on your lip. That's what a hashtag is.
True.
Isn't it? Anyway, so if you look up the Terrell effect on YouTube or Google or whatever, I think I have somewhere close to 500 total episodes, including special editions on locations, and we're soon to have on stage, ladies and gentlemen, June 17th at Camp Cataract. We will be having the Expose the North on stage. Special guest appearance will be by private name, private number. We are going to show you what this region has to offer by way of talent and more. And some people might even be coming from the GTHA. I don't know why they put the H in there. I do know why they put the H in there, but like impositions. Anyways. All right. Okay. I'm going to hit record on this right here because I got to make some mixes. I like when people hear what I'm doing and enjoy it. So we're at the point now where we're going to play some music for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even check my email to see if my virtual admin sent me the content, but I'm going to do that right now because she likely did. She never fails. And I'm, just slacking, if you will. I don't know how.
It's a Saturday. It's a lazy Saturday. I mean, I'm also, I know my little guy is also paying attention to when I'm gonna come pick him up from driving school. So I'm just like, you just gotta chill. I'll be there soon.
Yeah. And just like and expected, I have the folder. We're gonna go up. I gotta download this folder. Man, it is so complicated. Shared with me. All right, let's try that. That was a folder shared with me. Post up music. There we go. I'm gonna download this. And then while I download this and narrate everything I'm doing, I'm going to play other music by the Marley Clan. You know why? Because eventually I want to do a collaboration with the Marleys. So I can say, you know what I mean? Like I'm putting it out there. WWE is going to have me for a signature match. I know it's upside down, but it's only upside down because if I body slam someone, it'll be right side up.
You said right side up.
Right side up. 2, Disney will sign me a check for one of my instrumentals. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Okay. And what was the last one? That was the last one. There was another one, but I'll remember that.
It said Marley collab. Disney's cutting you a check. I'm listening to the
WWE.
aspirations.
Yeah. WWE. I will. And if not WWE, I'll take CWF. By the way, check out CWFcanada.com for their latest events and the next events. Yeah, man. So, is there anyone that you want to shout out before you headed out?
Honestly, there's so many people I want to shout out. Just from obviously, first and foremost, the Recipe Band, because over over a decade of being together and working together and watching them grow as men and having them change my life. I love you all, and I can't wait to see the trajectory for each of us individually and collectively. So shout out the whole crew: Jason, Otis, Julian, Jonathan. I want to shout out Sasha Stoltz
Yes,
for connecting
of
us. Sasha
course.
Stoltz PR. I'd like to thank Factor Canada and our radio broadcasters for helping to fund some of the events that we're going to be putting on as well. I'm so thankful for that.
Yes, awesome.
I'd like to shout out all the Canadian artists that we've worked with and yet to work with. So, and the DJs as well, because we have some dope DJs that have come through. Everyone from DJ P Plus to Big Jacks to Smarties, starting from scratch. Artists like, again, O Sound, Kim Davis, Pluto. Oh man, Reese, Tamara Madison, who's now a sick chef.
Okay.
Oh man, there's just the love is there, and of course, all of our collective family and friends, and everybody who's going to show up on April 6th. Thank you. I promise that you will not be disappointed. It's going to be an amazing night.
All right. All right. So, where can they find you online?
Online, very simple. Just the recipe, first of all, has two E's at the end because we like to put a little bit extra in everything that we do. So the dot recipe on Instagram. And if you want to head to the website, it is the recipe band at Gmail. The recipeband.ca or the recipe band on Facebook.
Recipeband.ca or the Recipe Band on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you didn't see them here first, but if you did, you make sure you follow along where they're going, because that one track, I mean, I'm still like, you know what I mean? I have a DJ in my head doing like the Motown Philly, and then you know what I mean? The
Motown Scarborough.
Motown
Motown
Scarborough,
Scarborough.
and then like the crossover. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can cross over your track with that track, and I just need your track in order to practice it offline. So
Actually, you know what? Since one of the things that I normally do, one of the big things that I used to enjoy, if you think way back in the day where you would have, well, not even back in the day, they still do it, where in Jamaica they would have one rhythm, or even in the other West Indies where you have one rhythm and people would write songs over
Yep.
it. I learned to mash up songs over rhythms like that just because. So in my head, I'll give you this one for free. The recipe, doont, doont, ba-do, do, ba, 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 whoa, whoa, ba, ba, ba. What is that song? Ba-do, do, do, boop, boop, boop. Yes, Beyonce remixed it. You make me happy. Do, 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 do. This you can tell. Yeah, there's a bunch. When you go down the funk lane,
yeah.
you will find a lot of them. I promise you.
Okay. Okay.
I had to change the key a little bit, but yeah.
All right. So y'all definitely we gotta talk about a feature in the magazine. Definitely. But
Say less.
okay,
We're there.
so you have my Instagram. It's at Share the Shock. We're gonna reconnect. We gotta come back with the band one time. You never know, ladies and gentlemen. It might be June 17th as Exposed North goes on stage at Camp Cataract, 4317 Queen Street, Niagara Falls. It's gonna be a ting. Yeah.
I'm excited for it, and I'd love to be there. As long as we're free, I will make sure.
Yes. Obviously, we can't commit to anything now. There's a higher plan in place. Just putting that in your basket, and if it comes up when you do your draw, then hey, by all means, the invitation's there.
I'm actually adding Share the Shock on Instagram as we speak.
All right, cool. I will follow you back as soon as I get a notification.
Done.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate you and your time, and honestly, I love having conversations with people who are intellectuals as well, who have a lot more to offer than just, hey, so where did you start singing? That kind of thing.
Yeah. No, there's definitely more to that than your everyday stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. So yeah. All right. So yeah, man. I don't want you to keep your son waiting too long, because.
Yeah, you already know how that goes. So he's gonna be like, no, it's calm, it's all right, but it's not.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, you made me stand up out here, but here's the thing. You know how many times he made me turn up on weight? Look, yeah, get it now.
You see it? Come have it on a timeline.
True. I appreciate you. Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much, and I appreciate your platform, brother.
Yes, sir.
I hope that it continues to grow. Absolutely.
Thank you. Much prosperity to you as well.
Thank you, sir.
All right. What's up?
Blessings.
All right. You know what? That sounds like a good song to start with, actually. We're going to start with that right there, because I like this tune. This is a massive tune. It's got Mafia, Kamani Marley, Junior Marley, Potter, featuring Joe Mercer Marley. It's called Blessings, but hold on. Here we go.
Blessings, blessings.
Yes. I'm talking about
Blessings, blessings. Feel like I'm living in heaven.
Yep.
Blessings, blessings. I'm loving the vibe, it's so genuine. Well, it's just of the world so cool. They need love to bless them soul. Rise let the joys unfold. Realize that you're in control. There's no other vibe that is better than this. Only competition is the cannabis, bro. Give thanks for the life you live, bro. See all the blessings around you. Blessings around you. Blessings around you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, tell them, General. Blessings, yeah. Blessings, blessings. Feel like I'm living in heaven. Blessings, blessings. I'm loving the vibe, it's a day. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey. Enjoy your blessings. Anytime you know say you most, I can give you that blessings. Anytime you are flying by day and night, you have to see your
Your
journey.
love is manifesting. This is what I am professing.
Yo.
Formed against that, there's no weapon that can block me from my blessings, no. So make the vibes overflow from the build up when them think we are cool. Them time they we go harder before them could I even make a move the place full up. Love just a flow like the river down in Jordan. No, can't stop my blessing. No, it'll never stop my blessing. We're moving forward, we progressing. Hey, Rasta love, we are addressing. Blessings, blessings. Feel like I'm living in heaven. Na, 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 na. Blessings, blessings. I'm loving the vibe, it's so genuine. Na, 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 Don't tell them for this. Why mafia no stress, cause we're blessed. Why we have so much progress, cause we're blessed. Bad mind base, cause them know so we're blessed. With success, no see they were blessed. Fresh line news when it's out of the press. Count for your blessings is what I suggest. And what you love is what you protect. Your blessings you should not neglect. Just like when the sun rises.
When we chant them, food of you go plant them. When we chant them, I know the people that we have in advance.
All we do is chant and hold a vibe. We sing about the truth, cause that's how we
Yeah,
live
what's
our
that
life.
about the chat quick?
This time, this gift is
Yeah,
all about
Marley.
music, but use it to uplift the people, them with music. They can try, but can't separate I and I. Wanna bless the mic and take the people to a higher height. We set the trend, them Babylon, them have to follow him. Travis Roots and King Shango bring the energy.
Unite the people, them I'm going with the vibe. Tell them the truth and how they use them have to rise. Unite the people, then we have to realize. Music is a mission and we're not gonna come. The people eyes open up. Now make them cook you up. Now make them rope you up. Do not make them choke you up. You have to outspoken up. I feel I'm open up. With the lottery system, I'm not coping up. I want your name.
All we do is chant and hold a vibe.
Yeah.
We sing about the truth, cause that's how we live a life.
Yeah.
This time, this gift, we not abuse it, but use it to uplift the people, them with music. They can try but can't separate I and I. Gonna bless the mic and take the people to a higher height. We set the trend in Babylon, them have to follow it. Drop the shoots and Julian Marley, bring the energy.
It don't stop it. When Nazi come to and drop it. When we come, we ain't flopping.
Like an arrow straight through the wicked heart.
Can you see my thoughts? Can you see my heart? Living in a life, don't be a part of them ways and them strategies. Come until you bring in your reality.
All we do is chant and hold a vibe. We sing about the truth, cause that's how we live a life. This time, this gift, we not abuse it, but use it to uplift the people, them with music. They can try but can't separate I and I. Gonna bless the mic and take the people to a higher height. We set the trend in Babylon, them have to follow it. Travis Roots and King Shango bring the energy. We living it up, not giving it up. The ginger from the garden get cut and go straight in a makeup. We come correct with intellect and we go anywhere. We look in Babylon straight in the face cause we not scared. We chant for peace, love, justice and equality. We come fi shine a light up in the dark so they go see. We even find a way to show love to our enemies. We friend to all even though they are not friends to we. All we do is chant and hold a vibe. We sing about the truth cause that's how we live a life. This time, this gift, we not abuse it, but use it to uplift the people, them with music. They can try but can't separate I and I. Gonna bless the mic and take the people to a higher height. We set the trend in Babylon, them have to follow it. Travis Roots and King Shango bring the energy.
Oh yes, more Marley. This here, the Terrell Effect.
Always be there for me, always take care of me.
Hey.
Always prepare for me. Always transparency, always prepare for me. My heart beats slower, it comes my storm. Light up the world now. Burn off the bad vibes. Higher that we go. We get higher. Light up the world now. Burn off the bad vibes. Higher that we go. We can higher. Hold on. Hold on, we gonna get through this. I know. Roll on. Roll on, we gonna get through it. I know. Good for my wellness. You make me stressless. Good for my wellness. You make me stressless.
Loving you is the only thing that I won't do. Feeling blue, you're the only drug that I won't do. Yeah, tell me the truth. Did you really mean every word you said? Or is it all in my head? Yeah, we light up the place like Vanna. Only you I desire. Let it go through the fire. No, only you. You dissipate all of my warrior. And this kind of love way I need. Why you make me happy and I
Hold on, we gonna get through this. I know. Roll on, we gonna get through it. I know. Good for my wellness, you make me stressless. Good for my wellness, you make me stressless. Everything that builds a spirit up, everything that man invisible. Free the mental thing of digital. You're the real gold and keep digging for. But the fire was critical. Said something like a miracle. My heart beats slower. It calms my storm.
right. Bombali Melody with the I3. Then we're going to bring you some female music creators to finish out the end of Women's History Month and lead you into National Poetry Month, showing you some of the present and the future. Minutes.
Bottomless pit. My head was made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? All I ever had, redemption song. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Hey. did not shoot no deputy. Oh no, no. All around in my hometown, they're trying to drag me down. They say they want to bring I guilty for the killing of a deputy, for the life of a deputy now. But I swear, oh I swear.
Mr. Bob Marley medley by I3 from Top Gang International. What? With Abba. Whatever do, let me stop. Right.
Buffalo soldier, in the war for America,
In the war,
stolen from Africa,
deputy soldier,
brought to America,
bring them over.
fighting on arrival,
They're fighting,
fighting for survival.
they're fighting.
When I analyze this today, to me it makes a lot of sense. How the dreadlock Rasta was a buffalo soldier, 'cause he was stolen from Africa, brought to America, fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. I don't wanna wait and wait for your love. I don't wanna wait and wait for your love. From the very first time I blessed my eyes on you, babe, my heart said follow through. But I know now that I'm way down on your line. But the waiting's feeling fine, still just fine. So don't treat me like a puppet on a string, 'cause I know how to do my thing. Yes, I do. Don't talk to me as if you think I don't. I wanna know when you're gonna come. See, steer it up, come on, little darling, steer it up, come on and steer me up, steer it up, ooh, baby, little darling, steer it up, oh yeah, and I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together
Let's go on Ruby Thompson.
with the
Great
roof
thing.
right over our heads. We'll
Let's go.
share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same roof. Oh, Jah provide the bread. Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love, true love that I'm feeling? I'm on the rock, and when I take a stop, I have to run like a fugitive.
That's up to G. All right.
Let's get together. Let's get together. Oh, big brothers and sisters. Come on. Sing along. Come on.
That's a Marty medley by I-Tree. Blaze the Fire by Debbie the Fire right here now.
This is a one-life situation. I'm feeling the vibration. The vibes are so amazing. We chilling and blazing. Cut it up, load it up, roll it up, light it up, blaze it up. Smoke some sesame, yeah. Cut it up, load it up, roll it up, light it up, blaze it up. Smoke some sesame, yeah. Me and my friends are on the roasting. Just chilling, watching the sun go down. We just laughing and sharing jokes. We talking on our favorite smoke. Cut it up, load it up, roll it up, light it up, blaze it up. Smoke some sesame, yeah.
Everybody get up. Get down. Everybody get up. Get down. Down. Did it ever cross your mind? Go back in time. Release the pause and just press rewind. See what you find. Everybody was playing now. No internet, no phones about. Parents wanted you about the house unless you had choice. So let's rewind and bring it on back now. No, don't waste time.
That's called Old School by
Let's
Don
have
Rose.
a house party.
That's right.
Running, landing, kids, get you ready. Yo, so bad. Back, baby, back, baby. Hoes like that, where your hats in the back. Grab the Polaroid and take a quick step. Bring it all so bad. Back, baby, back, baby. Act like that, where your hats in the back. Grab the Polaroid and take a quick step. Everybody get up. Get down. On TSA with my roller skates, playing marbles with all my mates. I was never allowed out too late. Feeling on my behind. Everybody's eating plenty sweets. Hunger games playing and it's better feet. We're playing music loud on the street. Everything is sweet. So let's rewind.
That's a Pepsi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with this.
Let's have a house party.
Gonna have one that day. Watching WrestleMania here tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody get up. Get down. Down. This was the best time of life. serve with love. Those schoolgirl days of telling tales and fighting nails are gone.
A singer that is known worldwide for a unique voice, bringing a song that is also known international. Don Penn, To Serve With Love. And then Cadella Marley and Savvy Banke, Could You Be Loved? Followed by Amaji with Mama Queen.
But how do you think someone who has taken from crayons to perfume? It isn't easy, but I'll try. If you wanted the stars, I would ride across the sky and let that would soar 1,000 feet high to serve with
Don't let them fool you. Oh no, oh no. Or even try and school you. Oh no. We've got a mind of our own, so go to hell if what you're thinking isn't right. Love will never leave us alone, but in the darkness you must come out to light. We stay alive. Hey. Could you be loved and be loved? Yeah. Could you be loved? Oh, yeah. And be loved. Don't let them change you. Oh no. Oh no. Or even rearrange you. Oh no. Oh no. We've got a lot to live. They say only the fittest of the fittest shall survive. We stay alive. Hey. Could you be loved? Oh, yeah. And be loved. And could you be loved? Oh, yeah. And be loved.
Yes. Come on now.
I sing for Mother Nature and bless her with all my love. I'm Mama Queen, I know you with all my love and my
Mama
light.
Queen by Imaja.
Highest divinity, you all and all. inside each of us and on. And when you are my only, you are my holy, you are my all, in all and all. Mama, my queen, I sing for you. You're my honey queen, I honor you. Mama, my queen, I sing for you. You're my honey queen, and I honor you, honor you, honor you, honor you, and I know you. If I was at rest, Shakti fire apparecenti raising note amma. Thanks for feeling our body and soul, such a generous mama. Holy mama, I sing for you. You're my honey queen, I honor you. Holy mama, I sing for you. You're my honey queen and I honor you, honor you, honor you, honor you, and I know you. I need to be by your side to pray with you night and day. Thanks, and I know you. You are my all and all and all and all. And I love you. You are my all and all and all and all. And I love you. Inside you, wisdom is endless. Your million of colors, cycle and harmony. Holy mama, I sing for you. You're my honey queen, I honor you.
We have to go to the root.
Jay
We have to
Miller,
go
Roots
to the
Girl,
cause.
out from the album Chant Their Names.
Itself is not enough. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we're getting
What will you say for yourself? Let me hear it in your own words. Mr. Officer, what did you do to the black man? Tell me, what did you infer? Did you see him as a downright criminal? Tell me who it gonna hurt. Tell me, who are you protecting? Tell me, who do you really serve? What if you got a ticket like Sandra Bland? Do you ever party like Oscar Grant? What about Philando Castile or Eric Garner? What if you couldn't breathe? Do you have a hoodie like Trayvon? Or ever walk from the store like Mike Brown? Ever drop a sip like Guyana? And the tears still a cry every day. Chant their name. And see another black mother say to an early grave. Give us some answers right now. Chant their name. You got to change this somehow. How many lives will be taken? How many tears will we cry? For you to see the sad reality upon a picket sign. 400 years of slavery, and we're not free just yet. On systemic brutality, chant the name so we won't forget. What kind of injustice recharging one day? Same kind of thing we reach ready red. Do you have a
These are the vibes.
step on?
Up to the time, to run it back. Every Saturday at 12, unless otherwise announced.
Guilty with no proof, I just chant their name. Chant their name. And see another black mother say to an early grave. Give us some answers right now. Chant their name. You got to change this somehow. Chant their name.
precious.
Del D.
So precious.
Precious with precious.
Know that life is so precious. Even if you're down and even if you cry, time is the witness of all men's failures. And know that they will never break us. Freeze our soul and pure is our goal. And I've been moved to all the wonderland. I've been searching for the sense of life, but now that I found the price of the time, I don't want to lose any pieces of my mind. All they want is to keep us blind. Ripple around, robbing the crown. So many fall in the hole in the night. I see them vampire flying over, I looking for the blood that the ship on the ground. Looking for the tragedy, heart is the reality. All they want is to keep us blind. Know that life is so precious. Oh, and even if you're down and even if you cry, time is the witness of all men's failures. And know that they will never break us. Freeze our soul and pure is our goal. And up and go to all the wonderland. Know that life is so precious. Even if you're down and even if you cry, time is the witness of all men's failures. And know that they will never break us. Freeze our soul and pure is our goal. And up and go to all the wonderland. Life is so precious.
The voice of Queen Omega, alongside my sister Jahan. All warriors, all sons and daughters, all warriors, all kings and queens. Warriors.
We are warriors,
Moving fairly.
we break down barriers.
The Babylon don't care.
We are warriors,
Moving fairly.
we break down barriers.
The Babylon don't care.
Tels de vaillants soldats qui avec bravoure mèneront les combats. Malgré les blessures, ils ne baissent pas les bras. Prêts à lutter dans ce monde pour faire entendre leur voix. C'est des sauvages qui pour s'en sortir s'arment de courage et de foi. Au nom de leur dignité, faut valoir leurs droits. Pas donner leur vie pour leur honneur ici-bas. Oh, we are warriors.
Say we moving fairly.
We break down barriers.
The Babylon don't care.
We are warriors.
Moving fairly.
We break down
The Babylon don't care. Warriors on the battlefield, fighting to survive this concrete jungle through the struggle wheel. The system they have made us into victims just to get a meal. The more the victimize, the more we raise, get a use, come harder than steel. Run away and escape from them plantation. Warriors break the chains, rise to the occasion. Our strength is the love and our unification. No more segregation.
We are warriors.
Say we moving fairly.
We break down barriers.
The Babylon don't care.
We are warriors.
Moving fairly.
We break down barriers.
The Babylon don't care.
As a fire burns you to une nuit. Mata fire burn. Mata fire burn.
Coming ever ready.
Mata fire burn. Mata fire burn. Mata fire burn. Sur nos ennemis. Mata fire burn. Mata fire burn.
Them can't come away.
Mata fire burn. Mata fire burn. We are warriors.
My boy, you make me happy sore. You make me happy sore. Now money not the word. Could have come close to me happiness. Appreciate you for me number one. You make me happy sore. You make me happy sore. Now money not the word. Could have come close to me happiness. Appreciate you for me number one. Happiness is what you give me day and night. I'm so happy and so joyful when you're there by my side. Hey boy, you love me sick more than me love it when you hold me tight, bring it harder. Never let me go, never let me go. If you're not there by my side, make a side.
My girl, you make me happy so. My girl, you make me happy so. You want me happiness or anyhow you got. My happiness you don't cut it up. So my girl, you make me happy so. So my girl, you make me happy so. Thinking about your love will make me think like it's a place so me never go. Me love off your body, a leader and have me a follower. If love was ounces, mine would have been about 1,000 kilos. She open up to me coming, feel so good like me just get a meal. Feel so good like me just get a meal. My girl, you make me happy so. My girl, you make me happy so. You want me happiness or anyhow you got. My happiness you don't cut it up.
My boy, you make me
That
happy
is so
so.
African culture hype.
You make me happy so. Now money not the word. Could have come close to me happiness. Appreciate you for me number one. You the number one on me word. Me love for you in a Zion confirmed. You really drive me when me can't hold me mirth. And mama say that me mentally disturbed. Really actually how me love you deserve. Tired bursting down me ever heard in the morning breakfast on a virgin I serve. And before we dance something special you heard.
My girl, you make me happy so. My girl, you make me happy so. You want me happiness or anyhow you got. My happiness you don't cut it up. So my girl, you make me happy so. So my girl, you make me happy so. Thinking about your love will make me think like it's a place so me never go.
Original style, boy. Give you love in a original style, boy. Don't know what to say to you. Haven't done this in a very long time. Well, I'm afraid to do. There's just too many doubts on my mind. For me, it's like a new thing. Fresh in this game like a student. I believe it's worth a try. Now, what do you think? Oh, girl, you confuse me. That smile you give and feels exclusive. Come now, let us set the new link. I like the way you talking, boy. I hope you mean a lot of things you say, 'cause I'm more than just your average girl.
I know.
Been waiting for a king to come my way. The way you walk, way you talk, baby, show me what you got, 'cause I ain't got no time to waste. I've been up, I've been down, but I promise that this love is a totally different, baby. We're loving the original style, boy. Between you and I, if you loving the original style, boy.
It's all good. You can't win them
Pull up
all.
another party, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody, yeah. Pull up another Rari, yeah. Bare feelings that my
Got
carry.
up on the job with pull
Pull
up,
up
pull
another
up.
party, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody, yeah. Pull up another card, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody but you. Pull up another ladder. But me have the Benz and the Prada, and a couple brand new order. All of them fully don't matter. 0 to 102. Yeah, some flex my yo. All in on my section view, I set my yo. Then me get a text come true, so I'ma show you what my legs can do. Pull up another party, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody, yeah. Pull up another Rari, yeah. Bare feelings that I carry. Pull up another Audi, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody, yeah. Pull up another Cardi, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody but you. I don't play, you will never ever find another like me, yeah. You should know you made my day, and I lost my horse when you came my way, but you changed my mood. Oh, you're so rude, yeah. Then I try push up intrude, but you're well settled and smooth, yeah. Pull up another party, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody, yeah. Pull up another Rari, yeah. Bare feelings that I carry. Pull up another Audi, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody, yeah. Pull up another Cardi, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody but you. Pull up another Lada, but me have the Benz and the Prada, and a couple brand new order. All of them fully don't matter. 0 to 102. Yeah, some flex my yo. All in on my section view, I set my yo. Then me get a text come true, so I'ma show you what my legs can do. Pull up another party, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody, yeah. Pull up another Rari, yeah. Bare feelings that I carry. Pull up another Audi, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody, yeah. Pull up another Cardi, yeah. I ain't not watching nobody.
Let me tell you that plain and simple. Oh, no, no, go violate for me temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple. You could have screwed till you blue and wrinkle, or smile till you smile till you dimple. Oh, no, no, go violate for me temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple.
Yes, that's a party with Nick.
Let me tell you that plain and simple. People do us come with long nigger, searching for the strong and evil. But the humility and no simplicity, and we people never take no more brutality. The Almighty guide and protect we, so make we lead out the redemption army. But down Babylon this 21st century, with them hypocrisy and them idolatry, contaminating the humanity. Oh, look, can't violate to me temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple. Oh, no, now go violate to me temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple. You could have screwed till you blue and wrinkle, or smile till you smile till you dimple. Oh, no, now go violate to me temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple. Oh, no, now go violate to me temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple. And on the world so blinking twisted, polluted, corrupted, and schizophrenic. Because they're defending the national morality. Go back to rush them and gang them and conquer them. Conquering lions, so you know we got said. Season and spicy at the idol them. Rise and shine again and again, Mama Africa. Right here and now, don't ask the way. Oh.
Let's go.
Can't violate for me temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple.
Right.
Oh, no, no, go violate for me temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple.
I am a poet.
Divine
I'm a
Power
poet
365.
in every
I am
sense
a
of the
poet.
word. Even before I first heard or was introduced to views like I Too by Langston Hughes, I already knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to flow too. I wanted to play with words. Because when you got that way with words, there's an infinite potential for things you can or not say with words. Whether metaphorically implied or categorically denied or historically and mandatorily recited orally with pride, like I pledge allegiance to what he said. Eventually it became what we said. But then one day I heard what she said. And she said I was kind of cute. Asked me what my name was, and it was a shame because right then she had exposed my weakness. Standing there frozen and speechless, I realized that my composure was simply no match for her sweetness. So, knowing a we could never be because she was her and I was only me, I remained a lonely me while she had just unknowingly become my poetry. And this talent I found in pursuit of her affection took me through a new direction, usually somewhere near intersection, because my goal was to match her sweet. But truth be told, she liked the street. So I found myself having to compete with dudes that could do it on beat. See, that was the new shine. But that's cool. I just design each line so that the rhyme falls in time with some finger snapping or some hands clapping. See, rapping gave those of us with something to say a reason to say it. We never worried about getting the radio to play it because hip-hop was underground. Man, I used to love the sound of real MCs spitting. So I was like a student of the stars, studying this steady stream of new styles. Because where I'm from, you ain't have to wait for your first court date to go through a few trials, and neither did these dudes. And I could read the clues and see that these blues were shared by a long list of others. Made me understand why we call each other sisters and brothers. Because we don't have to be in the same situations for our situations to be the same. It's all ghetto games. And that's when these situations became my poetry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? I feel it's only right after something like that to finish with something like this. So I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it back. This is one of those tracks I did back in my heyday. Right? Anyways, did this track a couple of years ago. And yeah, was talking earlier with the artist about it, so might as well drop it on y'all right quick. Boom, track's called Fuck. To reach the streets, I heat up beats. Yet I'm known as a nerd, come that shit all delete. Got my hand on the power, can't shut me down. God given is David, I see my crown. Confident, hard from a humble beginning. Low from old park days, I was talented, so I keep winning. Forgive me, Lord, because I keep sinning. I realize you love us all, so I keep grinning. This the first inning, I need to give it my all. Box with lyrics, like we playing Smash Brothers Brawl. Punchlines like you align with DK. Past they say, G say, I still see where the proof lay. You can ask where I work, I'll say anywhere I am. I make my place on this earth. This person inspiration, you got gifted birds. Medium exchange, ain't no need for artillery birds. You know, I gotta push. Pray until something happens to you. It might look like rapping, but I know that more can happen. You know, I gotta push. Yes, pray until something happens to you. It might look like rapping, but I know that more can happen. Suddenly aside, at times I'm beside myself. Could have been a doctor, wait till improving health. Could have suited up for my country, but I do this from a country that everybody loves. C-A-N-A-D-A, though some may say some probably display gold brothers in space. Could have gone there too, to practice what is preached is to reach a higher peak where I'm taken by the beat, deeper every word I speak. Establishing our rights unearned by anything unless it coming from the Most High. Get it all from Him, so forgive the confidence as I coast by. Going road style, thanks for the publicity. Jesus always loves me, even if you're dissing me. You know, I gotta push. Pray until something happens to you. It might look like rapping, but I know that more can happen. You know, I gotta push, yes. Pray until something happens to you. It might look like rapping, but I know that more can happen. In-depth, index, complex, ego elevated from a confident surface. Poetic, politically philosophical phrases, correcting corporations, impatient, outpatient, thankfully pacing, progressive rules, conscious conservation, constructive clarity, possibly a parody, associating acronyms, BBD, rather than ATMP, in line with OPP, thanks to the VIPs for me and hearsay. Feel free to ask GOD. Shadow of cloud essence, still living life blessed. Leaving position, teach lessons, drop the least stresses. Reach out the car back to the point, celebrate the good. Realize when the realize that they should. Come on, I gotta push. Pray until something happens to you. It might look like rapping, but I know that what can happen. You know. I gotta push. Yes. Pray until something happens to you. It might look like rapping, but I know that what can happen.
Talk Radio. It's time. Get a shot.ca. It's on the front page. Got everything happening on there. I mean, it is what it is. I am the dog. I will walk when I talk.
Did you see that man lose his pinky though? Oh my gosh, did you see that man lose his pinky though? Don't mess with nature. It will fuck you up. I identify as nature. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of The Terrell Effect.